In a sec, I'll be back. What would you like?
Just grab
whatever.
Yeah.
Just means I have to splice to this bit at the end. Oh, no. I'm on the hard stuff tonight. The Pepsi,
the dark, the dark sugary stuff. The ultimate risk taker.
So that being said, there is some beer in the fridge, so I might get one. And I'm on a late tomorrow, so I don't have to, get up as early.
Gotta do a trick.
Wonderful.
Cheers, mate.
Hello and welcome to episode 129 of Show and Tell the Tunes and part one of a two-part supercast. This first playlist is picked by Tyler, and next week you'll get Jiggy's playlist. But instead of having them on separately, I thought, fuck it. So they're both here together. Afternoon, lads.
Yes,
afternoon.
Hello. Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers, Kanpai. Nice afternoon with the music family. Yeah, we just hang out. We'd be hanging out already anyways today, so why not? We're very laid back. Oh. Why not be on each other's podcast? Why not?
Yeah, cheers
exactly.
Again.
So, Tyler, this is a wonderful playlist that you brought us in a very unique and wonderful form. You've brought us one of your mixtapes from your youth, including mixtape quality recordings, which are the ones we're playing.
This is a legit digitized version of the complete side. It was one side of a cassette. It is a result of one of those things you're cleaning and finding things that were long there, and this is my one last remaining cassette mixtape that I have. This the only one that I have in my possession. Not my greatest one, but it is. It needs to be shared. These are mostly radio songs from radio, and just the patience. I gotta stress the patience, and
it's on
the trigger,
start.
pressing the even just pressing the pause and record button at the same time. The art of certain things that are no more these days, but
it is a lost
90s
art,
cassette mixtape 100% through and through. So thank you for letting me share that.
Giving me like we've been talking, like giving time warp flashbacks of going car rides in the early morning and listening to the radio, or some of your mixtapes that you'd shared on the way.
Yep.
It's one of those it's sort of very much of its time and very, very 90s in the way that, you sit there and you take stuff off the radio.
And of my personal taste as well, too. This is when I was very much really getting to, rock and metal. And this is a local station called WAAF. 107.3 is still running and pretty much still unfortunately playing the same songs. Not too far off.
Yeah, I haven't deviated that far off from it.
Radio, rock and metal has not really changed.
Maybe like Nirvana is like now considered classic rock. Maybe some early Metallica too, but
still lots of Metallica, Nirvana. It hasn't changed much. When every once in a while I'll tune back in, and it's like, oh yeah, sadly, but strangely comfortably, it hasn't changed because it was pretty much the end of when this kind of thing was the end of good radio metal and stuff. In my opinion,
it was a good time.
It was a good rump. It was worth it.
So we started today with the dulcet tones and classic intro that is Korn and Blind. It has to be said, this is one of my favorite track one side ones of the first album, because Davidan by Machine Head. There's this.
Ooh.
There's that sort of punch in the face of "fuck you, this is what we are."
Nice intro, builds up nicely. It's like,
and then jump
into the corn cage.
Yeah.
my youth comes straight back, and I'm like, yes.
I know. My teen aggression.
Yeah,
Here we
corn
go,
wasn't
nut.
really my thing growing up. It was more, unfortunately, like Limp Bizkit, which is like corn adjacent.
Well, I was also
Yeah.
for a
And,
period.
We'll
much
get to
into
one
it.
later in this playlist. One of my favorites, coincidentally, from one of my favorite albums. I won't spoil it now, though, obviously. But yeah, it was like Limp Bizkit, Creed, Kid Rock,
Yep.
early Kid Rock.
All of the above.
Yeah,
See, because
that was the time.
I suppose with you lot being in the States, you wouldn't have had like the whole Brit poppy thing of Oasis, Sway,
Oh, we had
Manic
Oasis.
Preachers.
Yeah.
We
had
Oasis
Oasis
was
and-
heavy circuit on our radio.
Really?
They were
Yeah,
very,
especially
very
What's the Story,
familiar.
Morning Glory, Wonderwall,
Yeah.
Champagne
People
Supernova.
over here, though, it's like you couldn't get away from it, really.
Because we had all of that going on,
Mhm.
and then if you were in the know, tapes and stuff of this new thing for America, this new metal, Korn, Limp Bizkit.
I'd say out of all of that, System of a Down still is the one that holds up the
Oh,
most
yeah.
brilliantly. And
So I think System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine.
Oh yes, Rage Against the Machine. I wouldn't consider Rage new metal. They're
Well,
definitely more.
Rage-
I would,
Rage-
well,
Rage is
I
super
also,
OG.
I also wouldn't consider System of a Down new metal either.
Really? Okay.
They're a bit beyond
that's
category-
true.
The
Yeah.
issue with System is they.
classifying it into one thing. Yeah.
I think the reason they get chucked in new metal is basically because of when they came out. It wasn't because of what they were.
It's more of like lumping into time and just simple categorizations. Yeah, you're right.
So you followed that up with something that until you sending me the songs over, I hadn't actually heard before, and also is at the end of this proving very much so that you took this off the radio.
Yes, this is
Our Lady
or
Peace.
radio.
Clumsy.
Yes, very much
Man,
so.
Our Lady Peace.
I don't know.
I have nothing to say because Our Lady Peace was just one of those bands I kind of missed back in the day.
College radio,
Yeah,
college
must have
rock, kind of like
Yeah.
always so serious. Like this is real. This is for the ladies. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause that was gonna get you so much.
I know, type thing. But actually, that's one of the kind of one-hit wonders. I'm not familiar too much. I don't think any of us are
No,
familiar
it's
outside of that. But
one of
good
those bands
jam.
I missed.
one of those. It was a time where there was actually some good, solid, kind of like semi ballad, third eye blind
Mhm.
type,
But the thing is, it's non-offensive. It's what we need now in this modern world.
Yeah, I wish that was the standard of pop again. Yeah, we've got
Because it's just you start with something like this, and then you're going to go, "Oh, I like guitar-based stuff. Let's go and try X. Let's go and try Y," and then that's how you then discover stuff. You're not going to find that from listening to some fucking mumble rap or produced pop music, which you get these days that doesn't even have a real instrument in.
And it's usually some
like
targeted,
this.
targeted at specific material things like Xanax and lean and money and things. Back then, it was more like
Do you have feelings?
abstract, but just like yes. Do you have feelings? Yes,
got
I
the
do.
feelings.
Let's rock with our feelings.
Pretty
More than a
much.
feeling.
It wasn't so direct, but
So, in the next run of songs, you are bringing the festivities, and by that I mean a festive song with Brr and their wonderful reimagination of the Blur classic.
This is a prime example of this being a radio mix because this is literal, local station gag type joke band thing. This is not. I bet you could not find it anywhere.
Yeah, if you hadn't sent me the files and went, "Oh, I've got this playlist. You want to go grab it?" It isn't on YouTube. It isn't anywhere.
This is some necromancer thing, like reviving old
Yeah.
radio gags from 2 decades ago. I'm kind of
I can't wait.
a little scared, but it's perfect because it's actually 'tis the season. It was unintentional. It's a blessing that
And it works. That's the thing. It works so well with the rest of it.
and everyone knows song 2, you know. So instead of that, at least something a little different, because that was also always there.
Then we have from the wonderful Rage Against the Machine covers album,
Yes.
Then we get deep and serious. Yeah, a real
Ghost of
banger.
Tom Jones.
A real banger. This one,
This is
I
a good
could
one.
never listen to enough.
See, this is the thing with this album. This isn't the song I go to. I always go to Street Fighting Man or Molly's Farm and things like that.
Mhm.
And this is just in there. But when you take it out of the whole album, you realize how actually good this song is.
Yeah,
It's
true.
one of those.
I see it. It's like an energy diversion because it's such a high intense. All their albums are so high intense. This one's kind of like a bit low and slow, so you do need to kind of slice in, which is not the usual thing. I would advise to like slice it out of an album, but this is where it works. You know, you like slice it out and like you're right. Take a good listen back and realize, oh wow, this is something.
Just the thing, I was listening to these last night, and I was just like, oh, it came on. I was like, oh, great song. I don't need to listen to this. I know which one it is. And when it came on, I went, I'm not really listening to this one on its own without sort of the rest of the album around it. I'm like,
I'm surprised this was on the radio.
fuck, that was good.
Yeah.
And then we have got my teenage hero, the King of the Goths.
Of course, me
the,
too.
The reason that I went all evil and love Satan and everything.
Got paid respects.
And one song that got played over here a bit on MTV2, which is how I then found Manson. Sweet Dreams Are Made of These.
Classic cover.
Which is quintessentially probably one of the best cover versions of any song ever.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
On top of that, he's riding a pig painted black in the video.
Yep.
I'll need to watch that. Oh man.
Yeah, the video for this is very much let's do everything that's evil and sort of occultish for 1995 and just turn the volume up to 10. But yeah, this was a staple because as a kid, my mum liked the Eurythmics, so they had the original lots. Then I had this version and went, "Fuck the Eurythmics."
I have the me version, the one that speaks to my soul right on.
And then Antichrist Superstar came out. That was the first Maz album that I bought and was there for. And the rest, as they say, is history. So much so I have a Maz tattoo on my leg. But
wow.
So obviously, again, that's me with Sweet Dreams. Have you got any sort of, was that an entry point for you, or is it just like
that was as a time wise? Yeah, that was I was very, very, very into it. I don't know, I really liked it. It was pretty much one of those points where it was the heaviest. Manson was the heaviest shit I get heard, because it was full on, like calling everyone out, you Jesus, the system, God, the government, calling everything out. And it's songs like "I am the God to fuck." It's like, and I had a very Beavis and Butthead moment. It's like, yeah, this rocks. This is like the heaviest. This is everything I've been wanting to, but obviously, like in my way, I would like listen to the whole album, and it's also personal for me because like it came from a very conservative family, so I would have to hide the fact that I had the days of the Discmen.
Oh yes.
Hide the fact that I borrowed the CD, the Manson CD from a friend, and have to wait till it's bedtime, and then put in headphones and then just get
have yourself a satanic
sermon, which is actually a good place to be because it's literally dark, 100%, so you had to be 100% in your head, and that's like my early really deep versions. That's why I'm such a deep listener into music, because I think was especially for more extreme stuff. I actually probably have to attest to coming from a conservative family and had to wait till it's like dark, and
You had to hide it.
Actually the best place to listen to music where you're 100% like there's no distractions, good headphones, so it's 100% it there, nice sounding, big, but not bothering other people, and you just transport into another dimension. And that's pretty much I think why all three of us are here. Just that feeling is just never ending.
Yep.
From then until now.
I was gonna say there's this one lad at work that I work with who we were just having a random conversation, and he was saying, "Oh, you always wear band shirts. So what you really into music?" Like, yeah. And I was like, just sort of out of the way, I was like, what's your favorite band? Who you like into? He was like, I just really listen to the radio. And I was like, so to you, is music just something that's on in the background? He's like, yeah, I don't.
It has to be served to you,
And I was like, there's the two type of people. There's the people like us that fucking physically go out to find stuff, explore stuff, and have a passion for music. And there's people that will just, there you go. The burger and fries.
Just take whatever's spoon fed to you, but no, not us. And that's why we still thrive and go generations. Like we're going all over the place, especially on your episode, Jiggy's episode coming up next. We're gonna go modern, So between modern, the two, we're just very modern. We're transcending time and space, really,
and continents. Jiggy
and continents,
brings the Asian stuff with it.
All kinds of stuff.
We'll get to that later. Later. Sneak peek.
We will have Santa Song 2, Rage Against the Machine, The Ghost of Tom Joad, and Marilyn Manson and Sweet Dreams Are Made of These. And we'll be back very shortly with some more. Cool. We're going to start the old song Santa.
Yep.
Starting now.
I've even got the beginning of like the radio trailer.
Yep. There's no avoiding it. Because sometimes, like I would sit there waiting for something to come on, and this is like, Jim.
So it's that whole
this is total 90s, even modern days. Still, radio in the US is just. Like they've always like Mix 98.5 Lander in the Morning always had this kind of do you remember parody. Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
They did not Dr. Zaius. What's the song? Amadeus. No.
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Rock me Amadeus.
Or yeah. So they did Mr. Leonard.
Yeah.
And then they just did bits of him like in like whatever they had recorded of him.
Like a bowl of jelly.
Oh shit.
My lab.
Ooh, you'll like this. This is my mate's skate shop t-shirt. I've got one on in a minute. But you will from.
Oh, that's a nice. I like it. Wow.
Oh yeah. Hail Satan.
No, it's not Hail Satan.
That's amazing.
Hail Skaten.
Hail Skaten.
Yeah. You're gonna have to send me the link to your. Yeah, send me the link to your friend's skate shop. That's amazing.
You gotta get one of those.
Yeah, it's the fact that it had Hail Skaten on it. I was like, that's mine.
That's perfect.
But yeah, he does. There's a white on black, a black on white. The black on yellow, and then this one because I've got the yellow on black one.
Yeah, nice.
I'm like this.
I know. I dig it. Yeah, like I'll still say to this day, there's no radio band that's been playing on the radio that is so politically heavy as like Rage Against the Machine or System of a Down. Like those two. I don't know.
At the time, yeah, it was like
no. To this day.
I mean, they're still there.
No, nothing.
Kendrick Lamar. He's very political. You can't give. He's very, very political.
Yeah.
I suppose it's just in a very
Killer
different
Mike.
way.
Yeah.
I'd say they're on the level.
I just kind of miss like people fucking up the like MTV Music Awards, the Rage Against the Machine.
Oh
dude,
yeah,
like,
that was hilarious.
Sitting in the
when Limp Bizkit won best video or best metal video or rock video of the year, and whoever it was went on the top of that giant ass.
I think it was the drummer.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of rock and roll, yeah, there hasn't been much in ways of that, especially from like Rage
fuck
and
shit
System.
up, like
I'm struggling to think of like any modern rock like that have like a top 100 or top 50 hit that is like politically charged. The best you're gonna find is like hip hop and country are gonna have like more politically charged songs.
Sadly, people
modern
are
pop and rock.
More like people are like Lady Gaga is the ultimate.
That's probably Lady Gaga, maybe
protest artist.
Amy Winehouse, but she's gone.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, there's not really much
Winehouse didn't really have much of a protest going on, other than how much she liked skank.
No, she just wanted to do drugs and sing.
But I mean, that was kind of political in its own way, just like the struggle she had.
Yeah. I can relate. Just
but nothing like
get
this.
fucked up and sing.
There's not. You're right. There is nothing like this for rock.
Yeah.
Like
and good, like good.
The most you're gonna find is hip hop. Like the torch has been passed.
Yeah.
It used to be like folk was the crying rally, the rallying call for protest, and then rock, and then now it's
hip hop had it in the early '90s as well. If you think like Public Enemy and stuff, and NWA.
Yeah.
Oh, I've sent you that link, Tyler, for the skate shop.
Definitely.
I listened to some of the new Cypress Hill album.
Yeah.
And it's actually really, really awesome. And still
that almost cracked into my playlist.
It's really hard to like get that vibe of this era. Cypress Hill was actually I wish.
But they haven't skipped a beat. They still singing and rap about smoking weed all day and everything, of course. So
and still like ride that generation and still be old school and still good,
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, no, I've sent you that link, so you can grab them t-shirts if you want. They're 20 quid each, or you can get 2 for 30 quid. So
true.
Is that about $35? Also,
does he have like stickers, patches, those kind of things?
Stuff stickers and stuff in there for you as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't buy a lot of t-shirts these days, but like those kind of like stickers, keychains, those kind of things that I can like trade and share and gift and type things. So I'm gonna definitely check that out. And that's my roots. I'm the skate.
See, I tried lots, but I could never do it.
I was never good, but I was always there. That's pretty much all I can say. You'll save me. 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 You'll save me.
The issue is you're slightly behind me on the plane. So it just looks really funny that you're doing that.
The Patriots are still losing. What the fuck? I don't want to watch that.
We're
watching a bit of the Patriots game going on right now.
American football. I don't think you can see it.
No, it's just sort of a white screen. But
we can see it. It's because of the saturation and the light.
I watched a little bit of the Portland-Atlanta MLS game last night, but it did start a wee bit late.
Yeah, the championship was last night.
Nice.
Yeah, my Timbers didn't win. Right, whilst this is playing, I'm going to go grab a beer. Back in a few.
Right, no worries. I'm going to take a leak in a second, too.
And seven seas. Everybody's looking for
I
something.
can't believe this is in there. The radio.
This is a good one.
And uh.
Yeah. Very crunchy.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, what are you drinking?
I have a Unity Brewing Scalto Rye Session that's a 6.1%.
Ah,
We're doing the standard
Cheers.
long trail.
Kampai.
A very Vermont export.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm still rocking some of the stuff from my last Beer 52 pack.
Did you
nice.
say
Nice.
Was the description on there? Did it say rice action? Is that what you said?
Rice
session.
Okay,
like a CA song.
Is it
Yeah,
rice
but it's
action?
spelled weird because it's spelled SAIS.
Okay. Right on. Yeah.
Giving it
Is
some
there-
international flavor.
Ooh, spicy.
Though
Culture.
for a 6% though, it doesn't taste like it, which is nice.
Or dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one of the ones in the German beer pack that they just did, which was 9.4%. It was a vanilla Stein, and I was just like, "Ooh, fuck it!" I drank that well quickly, and I was like, "Yeah, that could get me into trouble." A good thing they don't have lots of them around here because that goes down far too easy and would definitely get you in trouble.
Yeah. I got this because it was $12 for a 12-pack. So
we like
dollar
that.
beer, you cannot get wrong with that.
That's called winning.
And no deposit, but don't tell the state of Massachusetts. Winning. Thanks, Charlie Sheen. Oh, that's a sack.
I don't watch enough American football like I used to. I used to watch it loads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my team are the Vikings. So I think it's just because they're Vikings, of course.
Yep.
It's the way that I think
Minnesota Vikings, man. They've had some ups and downs. Yeah, that's all I can say. They've had some ups and downs.
It's that thing.
I feel kind of bad for them.
Over here, like American sport, it's like you just pick a team because you go which one either looks cool or sounds cool. It's like they're Vikings. I will go for them. So my basketball team were the Spurs because back when NBA Jam first came out, they were the only team that wore all black that weren't the Chicago Bulls. So I went with them. That's how I've been a fan of them since.
Huh. Weird.
And hockey is the Philly Flyers because they wear orange.
Really?
Yep, that's how I picked these teams when I was younger and when I used to play.
So you must be a fan of Gritty.
Yes. It's one of those. If I don't get to see enough of it, though, again, it's not really shown over here anymore. It used to be on like terrestrial channels at 6:00 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So when I used to have insomnia or was didn't have a job that I had to actually get up for or a child, I could sit and watch sport till 6:00 in the morning, and it was fine.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, there's the occasional NFL game now in London, which is weird, but hey, I guess spread the sport. I guess.
So there's a couple of NBA games that get played over here as well, and they're doing a baseball game over here next year. Yep. And I'm like, how's that going to work in a football stadium?
You play cricket over there, right?
Yeah, but that's on a round pitch.
No, it
Yeah,
does.
that's true. That's true.
Aesthetically, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a different,
Whereas
different
they're
energy.
doing the baseball game at a football ground.
Well, the
Yeah,
Oakland Raiders and the
that's odd.
Oakland Athletics share a stadium, so that is a baseball stadium that is sometimes they play football at. So there's that.
I don't know. It's like turning a baseball. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, like Fenway, they have
Baseball
shows like
into
Roger
a
Waters
soccer.
played the wall at Fenway one year. So the multiple uses.
Best
Cool.
bang for the buck.
All right.
And we are back. And we have more wonderfulness picked by Tyler. First,
Thank you.
we have Metallica, which I'm always a fan of. But I have to ask the question, of all the out songs off Load and Reload, Bleeding Me?
Yeah, this was again. Gotta stress this is more, for number one, a kind of practice throwaway mixtape, and also at the mercy of the radio station. You know, those those are not my choices of album choices by any means. So
It's just one of those
really
weird
is,
ones.
Not, yeah, don't. I'm not one esque.
I do love Bleeding Me, but it's not one of those. It's an album track. It doesn't
exactly. Yeah, wouldn't be.
I wouldn't have thought it was getting radio play.
Yeah. Now you know. The more you know.
Ooh. Then you are following that with Sugar Ray and Fly, and when I heard Sugar Ray, the one song that came to mind is Every Morning, because that's the only one they had over here.
Higher. Arms around me, baby.
So yeah, this is an awesome song, but yeah, as I was saying, the only thing that we had was Every Morning. We didn't get anything else like this in the UK. No, they were a one-hit wonder with Every Morning, and
you're lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
But yeah, it's been funny. I have to tell a little story. This is not something I obviously would admit very often, but I have seen.
Yeah, you're
Sugar
among
Ray.
friends.
I know,
You're in a safe
it's
place
like
here.
a support group here. It's like a 90s rock and roll AA support group, but I have had
we're all suffering here.
Had the quasi, I wouldn't know what to call it. I wouldn't say displeasure, but experience. I mean, is borderline that experience of seeing Sugar Ray live. This is when I actually went to college in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Oh wow!
Which used to be a very much legit party area, but at the time of when I went there, which is not the point, but I went to an aeronautical university, but it was very much, MTV Beach party to go type. Used to be awesome, and I saw Sugar Ray live on the beach side, a free show, which
at least you pay for it.
Yeah, no, it was free, and funny enough, I would see YouTube footage of like old Blink-182 where people were like crowd surfing, and like it's amazing, the perfect place for that. But that time, yeah, it was very minimal presence per se and energy, and it was what it was, But sadly, my life was so boring at the time that was, a free Sugar Ray.
Horse the Band around that time.
True.
Too.
Well, there
was some fun times.
You got to go to Orlando, like an hour out, kind of like where we're at right now. At least an hour.
That's like nothing though.
Hour, commute to really great stuff. But there was no, I try to dig the local Daytona scene for what it's worth. I found some fun times, but it was.
I gotta tell you though, Valparaiso, Indiana, though, like going to a rec center in the center of like the town field just for like a 420 show for some random ass band is pretty fucking hilarious.
He's talking about Indiana.
Yeah, this is in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it's basically like Hoosier Central, just nothing for miles as far as the eye can see. Like Guster came by or Ben Folds 5 came by for like the college tour kind of thing.
Very much.
That was be the occasional kind of music experience, or and there'd be like an occasional like since it was a Lutheran University, there was a choir, so there was a pipe organist. You'd have occasional pipe choir and things like that. That'd be interesting, but there was like you'd had to go to Chicago or South Bend to get anything good. And I will say that show I went to, the Diggity, that was a pretty good show. It was just really weird and awkward seeing like I'm from the college, and then there's a bunch of high schoolers and everybody at this place because it's the Friday thing to do in Indiana in the middle of nowhere.
That's pretty much the only way to blow steam off. Good way at college days. Yeah, it's just
a very Fish Light kind of jam band.
Nice. You say at least that's the one thing we had. Is that because we've always been sort of we're a uni city in Norwich, and we've got or at the time in the early 90s or late 90s we had 3 venues. So we had this little 150 cat place called Fat Paulie's, which was underneath the car park in a room pretty much no bigger than my living room with a stage in the corner, where I saw Less Than Jake for the first time.
Wow.
Then we got the Waterfront, which is about 700 people. Where like the big metal bands would play because that's all they would get to, and then there's the uni for like the bigger shows. So there was always stuff about to go and see, and Norwich being a uni city would mean we'd get bands on the way up, but once they'd quite easily get to past our level. But first couple of albums we'd start seeing people, so it was always good. But yeah, trying to think who's the worst band for like cringeworthiness. I did see the Venga Boys once.
Woof. I think
that
you got me beat, dude. Wow.
That was at a nightclub, which I didn't realize they were on. We just went in, and then the Venga was like, it's shit.
Wow.
90s pop dance. I love it.
Venga Boys.
I gotta say, like Creed, even though that was a free show, Creed and opening band Tantric. That was.
I was gonna say I've seen some awful.
That was something. Bands. That was very early 2000s.
Because I've seen a lot of awful bands, but there's not many sort of really embarrassing ones. Last song in this run is Third Eye Blind.
Yes.
With Graduate. Yes. Which, again, is another one. This is very much an American thing. We didn't get it here.
This is one of my first CDs I've ever got. It was this and Bare Naked Ladies Rock Spectacle were my first 2 CDs ever. And yeah, this is one of my favorite albums. Graduate is off of one of my favorite albums. Their first self-titled. I don't really like any other Third Eye Blind. It's just that first album, but I love that.
Solid. I wish like we said earlier, I wish this was the standard of pop rock and rock metal.
If it went that direction, but they didn't. They themselves didn't go in that direction. They kind of was different, but I'm not a fan of their later stuff. But yeah, their self-titled debut, that's a special kind of 90s album.
It's one of those of, again, what hadn't heard it before you'd sent this over and I was listening to it, and I was like, ooh, I like this, because as I said, they weren't a thing over here. We didn't have Third Eye Blind, unless you were probably, it would have been a friend of a friend sort of going, I've heard this band from the States, or someone's gone to the States and come back with it.
It's just funny that would blow people's minds over here.
Yeah, because they were totally radio played to death.
You know how the radio is. It's like the same.
Semi-Charm Kind of Life. Play it every single day. Who cares if it's about meth? No one cares about that. Just play it. It's the radio hit.
Like the radio was all about being an MC rather than actually music, because it's just the same playlist that any jerk off could have played.
The radio station has been paid to play these songs in this order.
Pretty much.
Give it play to put a CD in that you have to, or you will die. No.
So that is Metallica's Bleeding Me, Sugar Ray's Fly, and Third Eye Blind Graduate. And we'll be back very shortly with a little bit more.
Rock and roll. Yeah.
Cool. So that gives me enough space for the edit, so I know where to put the spaces. Perfect. And we can play some Metallica.
Yes. Do it. 3, 2,
2, 1, go.
Oh, it's not even the full song. It's definitely a radio edit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
Which is
going to be
also-
definitely the censored version.
That's its own whole problem. Radio edits, total
radio edits.
bastardized everything. Here, I'm gonna get a refill. Do you need a?
Yeah, sure.
Any particular?
What are the IPA hops or whatever?
Lars, before he found the snare drum.
I wish I had known Tyler was doing a mixtape because I was thinking of doing a playlist of all the tapes I have.
Well, as you all know, you're welcome back on whenever.
That might be my next playlist, but yeah, I was thinking like end of the year, like I think I'll just do end of the year kind of shit. So, but yeah, next one I might just do a bunch of modern day tapes that I've bought over the years.
It works. But so obviously this is out next week. Yours is out the week before Christmas, and then we've got the Christmas special.
Nice.
To
Tyler's,
Christmas Day.
You got your Christmas special going?
Soon.
Nice.
Kind of. Anyway, is that the?
Oh yeah, I'll take
Is
the
it IPA hops? There is no IPA hops.
There's another one, isn't it? I might be wrong.
Magic.
Yeah, this one.
Shit.
I forgot it was called
Show the
Green
man. This
Blaze.
is like local beers.
See, we don't get them over here. I've not seen that one. It's a shame it's
From
so much of
Vermont,
a pain of the arse to get beer sent over from the States.
Word.
Send me your
Okay.
address. I'll send you a 12-pack.
I might hold you at that.
Yeah, you can send beers internationally. It might be. I'll have to figure a way how to package it that would be compliant.
Compliance.
Compliant.
I'll find you something so very, very English. Send you some tea or something.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get the papers. Get the papers.
And me.
Yeah.
What is the plan for 200 then, as we are getting near there?
I'm still feeling it out, and actually, you have inspired me. I think I might do something like this. I'm just trying to figure out a way. The one part is I just, want to trying to really streamline it so I can route the audio maybe where, if everyone has headphones on, that's pretty much the only way it'll work. I can route the music through that because I have programs where you can like take the microphone and put them into one fake an output, so that I just like we can surpass. Because when you do Google Hangouts, you can't really you can't play the music over it. I think you might even get shut down because of that for legal purposes, which is fair enough. But I think it could like surpass it by if you can route it so the only way no one can hear it, I can like stream it another way for other people. But people who want to like join in, you can just like pop into here and then you can hear it only on your headphones and hear the music and do it like this, which I kind of have figured a way recently, but I think you've inspired me. If I can conjoin what I've tried on Skype and here on Google Hangouts, I think it might work.
That, or do what we've done today. If you know what songs you're gonna be playing, just sync all of them into a playlist.
Yeah.
And just send over the files.
That's true.
I take it you'll have them digitally to put them in when you do the edit anyway.
For me, it's just more like the ease of just showing up, and that's all anyone has to do, and you can still listen to the music. But
yeah, I suppose
it's really tough to do it.
May.
Of course.
Knows how long I love you. I can still remember this music video too.
What did you think of the new Maximum EP?
I have actually.
I haven't listened to it.
I haven't had the
yet.
good proper time where no one's bothering me because I really just want to like rock, like have a good at it. Soon. It's uploaded, and I can good. Like at any point play it. I just don't want to be bothered while I'm listening to it.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's been a tough challenge lately.
Album. I just want the full album now. The EPs are like
the music videos. Jiggy would love the music video.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
It's really good. Video. It kind of continues on to. It even tacks on to the point where you remember the one where he like pukes all over the video. It is like a layered version of that. It's so funny and
really, I can't wait to watch it.
It's like goofy cerebral.
Yeah, I remember you tweeting that out and like, oh shit! But then there was a new album from a band that has been gone for a while.
Yeah,
called Master of the Fermenting Dregs. And I just got preoccupied with that because they have been around for like, like 5 years or something like that, and they just out of the blue like came back last year, had a tour through Canada,
like shoegaze type band.
Yeah, you know. Shoegaze garage rock, very.
So heavy. You'll be happy, Siler. That Daughters album is top 20.
Yeah,
that's so fucking. It's just horrible, but so good.
It is. Yeah, I was subjecting. We went out for pseudo Chinese Japanese food last night and put it in the car and put it in. Seep it into their
that's what you put last night?
Yeah,
nice.
Gonna subtly seep it into their dirty subconscious. That album is so gross and glorious.
So the problem is, I have to try and find the one song that sums up that whole album.
That stuff, yeah.
Play one song from each album on the end of year show, and I'm like,
it's pretty actually. And for them, like I've been a fan since. Like they used to be even before Daughters, they used to be a different band called As the Sun Sets, which was very like spaz scream, tech scream type stuff. So I've been there from like the beginning and seen the whole arc of it, and especially at this last album to pinpoint like one thought. Like the whole album itself is diverse. So much for the band itself to pinpoint one song that would describe not only the album but the band itself is just like beyond comprehension.
The first time I listened to the album was when I was having my issues with my back, so I was pretty drugged up on painkillers walking through. There's a park near us.
Yeah, very like
there's a dog walking park near us which is like a perfect. I think it's about 5 mile walk around the whole thing, and I was like, I just need to stretch my back out, so I put that on. Drugged up, walking in the dark with only the moonlight, having that barraging my ears, and I was just like, I don't know if I, am worrying that I sort of got into a weird dark space.
Yeah,
the drugs are kicking in, or have I just found the new best thing ever?
Yeah, it's like, am I healing or hurting myself? It's a little bit
but yeah, it worked though.
You picked the good one.
How is your back doing though, dude? I did see your tweet. It's like what's going on? Is it a disc issue? Did you check it out or just write it out?
I've just been writing it out. Because the thing is, I'm always going to have back problems because of my silly crowd surfing incidents.
True.
But
yeah, I don't think
the worst it's been.
Do you hear the story? He pretty much broke a vertebrae.
Oh, really?
Crowd surfing at a Zebrahead concert.
Oh, damn.
Hit a barrier.
On the barrier. So my back hit the barrier, head hit the stage, broke 2 discs in my neck, 3 discs in the lower back.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
The thing was, I still got up, went back in the pit because I lost my hat. And I was more worried trying to find where my hat had gone.
That's damn. Metal. You're a true rock and roller.
We all have, we all have war stories. You have your dislocated shoulder.
Gore story.
I have my chipped tooth at a Rage Against the Machine cover band.
See, I had one when I went to
fun.
see. Oh, who was it? It was As I Lay Dying. Going in the pit, was going nuts, and this big lad had massive spikes on his wrist. He had like one of those wrist things with the spikes, a la Kerry King, and he was in the middle of the pit giving it all the big.
Those don't mix.
Didn't think anything of it. Got to the end of it. Went to the bar and they went, "I'll have a beer," and I was like, "We're not serving you." I was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Have you not seen your face?" So I went into the loo. I'd ripped all of my eyebrow open up here and just like was covered in blood, and I had no idea.
We're good right now.
That's so funny.
It's like, yes, this is what happens in a mosh pit.
Oh my god!
So this Tuesday, one of the young lads at work that I go to work with, he's just turned 19. He went to Reading and Leeds this year and thinks that he's done a real pit. I'm taking it for CKY on Tuesday, and I'm like, I'm going to make sure he gets destroyed in the pit.
That's funny.
Just be careful, man. So many stories.
You gotta know, yeah. It's as long as it's consensual. You know what you're getting into.
I remember someone.
Lamar was a real pit. I'm like, no, I'm going to show you a real pit.
I know.
Yeah, I get scared sometimes.
Let me show you. Let me explain you some young Padawan.
Oh, that song, man! That song. Oh, I love that album so much.
Time Warp.
Oh, Pats are back up on top by 2.
And we are back. And it is that time of the day where I have to thank Tyler and Jiggy for both coming on and joining us for this first part of 2 wonderful shows that you're getting.
Keep on rocking the free world.
Tyler, as always, it is time to pimp thyself and share your wares with the world.
True. Well, if this is the first time hearing my voice and feeling my energy, I do run a Japanese music podcast and project called Abstract Japan. Primarily, you can find everything there simply as I can on abstractjapan.com, and I'm on pretty much all social media circuits, Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, even Hello at
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. Hello.co. It's like an indie social media circuit. I actually do recommend checking it out. And that's the project, abstractjapan.com and Abstract Japan. You can find me at everything as you can. Just Google it. And my personal Twitter, Tyler Abstract. You can find pretty much all my non-Japanese related things, and my personal, actually I do some noise experimental music / whatever.
You have a tape,
which you can find there. Yeah, I released a cassette tape and everything. That's all up on Twitter. I'm so used to plugging my project at Tyler Abstract. I usually don't plug myself. Tyler Abstract on Twitter. As far as more personal stuff, that's not on anything else. But everything else is on Abstract Japan. Thanks so much. That's my plug.
And obviously, all of you know that this is, the reason I have this show is because of our good friend Tyler, and waiting for episode 200 so I can make my triumphant return again.
I think you're gonna beat me, which is you're like you're a little trainee that has exceeded the master.
Padawan.
Honestly,
the Padawan is
the highest compliment. Like, you really, honestly, that is the highest compliment I could ever receive. So thank you, and I enjoy your show because pretty much, as you can feel with this is my roots, just mixtapes, and your podcast is a modern age mixtape, which is so refreshing. It is my therapy. So thank you.
And I know that I've played some stuff that you've then gone and found out and gone, oh, I
yeah.
like this.
Oh yeah, some heavy
Proves the
stuff.
point.
Yeah.
You know, you've got shit this.
And oh man, all kinds of amazing stuff that I always keep forgetting because we were having a good time. But all kinds of heavy stuff, nice stuff. I really recommend. Opening your mind to the music.
And Jiggy, as you are here, have you got anything that you'd like to share upon the world?
Just Jiggy-san on Twitter, GIGGYSAN. I'm
Yeah,
featured a guest on
pretty
Abstract
much,
Japan a lot.
Like we hang out all the time,
Yep.
so this is why we're very open-minded to just hopping on each other's episodes because he's on mine as very often as we can.
Pretty much, but yeah, follow me there. I did I might be doing a Gamers on the Go podcast episode for an end of the year best handheld games coming up soon, so you can check that out at gamersonthego.com. My friend Chase Kenneke, he does a show that I frequently guest on as well too, that you can check out if you like handheld gaming. We're going to be talking a lot of end of the year stuff there too, so
the Switch winning out.
Pretty much. It's an interesting year how that has done stuff.
The Soldier Boy knockoff.
Yeah.
The Soldier Pad, the Soldier Pad, and the Soldier Pods.
I can find it cheaper on Alibaba, like Soldier Boy did. So
I was gonna say the Switch was definitely the best Christmas present of last year, and the most used one of the Christmas presents from last year. Because between me and Will, lots of getting played.
Oh man, I've assumed. Good. That's the best thing because I hate to see a system unplayed. Really...
Well, I've done Mario.
I'll have a little bit more than just Switch. I'll leave it at that.
I did get Zelda recently, but I haven't started it yet because I knew I had Red Dead. But Zelda is my next game once I'm done with Red Dead. So. And
we played some Smash Brothers and
that'll
good
be
stuff
talked about.
Mario Party.
That's what Will's got for Christmas. Will's got Mario Party for Christmas, so I expect some more playing of that.
I will hope you're not listening. I doubt it. You shouldn't be.
Surprise!
He's in bed.
Go to bed.
He's already in bed. So we are finishing with 3 songs because you were cheeky and put an extra song in there, but I'll allow it because of what you've picked. So we are having a Prodigy sandwich.
Tasty.
Where the top layer of Prodigy bread is the quintessentially wonderful "Smack My Bitch Up."
Yep. Smack it up.
And anyone that doesn't like this song, just get out now.
I know it's one of the best music videos of all time.
Or especially especially if you don't like the music video. That's one of my favorite. Just because of the twist till the end, but also great.
Just such a great beat, great song.
Good night out.
That's just an average Friday.
I know. Party training.
Then the meat in the sandwich is we're going to Life is Peachy.
Yeah, we're returning.
Corn.
Yep. Sorry for the multiple, bands, but it works.
Yeah, bring it all back around.
With No Place to Hide, which again is just horrible, gritty corn. Which when they used to do this, they were so good at it.
I know, perfect. Really.
It makes me miss that old school corn.
Yeah, and a little side note: it was one of the few times where I waited for signing. Back in the day, or I mean, they still do that. It's popular, and maybe not here but other countries, but I went to a local, it's Newbury Comics, which is a local record store, and Korn was there and waited over a couple hours to sponsored by the radio station that all these songs are pretty much ripped off of, and got a poster signed. It was like the best thing ever. I don't know. My first signing experience. Just a little side note.
Nice.
And then finishing it off with another quintessentially wonderful Prodigy song. Also from the Fat of the Land. Firestarter. Again, if you don't like this, you're dead inside.
What can you say?
So, Prodigy Sandwich to close out. Once again, thank you both very much for coming on.
Yeah,
Kampai.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. It's been a
Bye.
blessing to hang out. This is just a nice
And,
Sunday chill out.
We'll see you all next week.
Rock on.